Hello, today I am going to teach you how to do a butterfly stitch. The butterfly stitch is done in multiples of 2 with 1 extra. So for the purpose of today's demo, I have cast on 20 stitches with 1 extra, making 21 chains altogether. Today I am working with my trusty 5mm hook. It is one of my favorites. I really like the rubber hooks with the metal ends. And I am working on number 4 worsted red heart, I believe. I've lost the tag, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So to start with, we will go into the second chain from our hook, yarn over, pull through. We're going to chain that yarn over. We have 2 on our hook. We'll go into the next hole and we will pull through a loop. And now we have 3 loops on our hook. Let's treat them as a double crochet through 2, through 1, chain 1. This chain 1 is really important. It will keep everything centered and it will show you where your stitch on the next row needs to go. So again, into the next chain, pull through a loop, chain that loop, leaving 2 on your hook, go into the next chain, pull through a loop, and treat that as a double crochet through 2, through 2, chain 1. And you'll start to see the stitches are starting to take their form. One more time, into the next chain, pull through a loop, chain that loop, into the next chain, pull through a loop, and treat the 3 remaining loops on your hook like a double crochet. Through 2, through 2, chain 1. You'll do this all the way across the row until you have 10 clusters of butterfly. So you go ahead and give that a try, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I am almost at the end of the row. I have 1 stitch left to complete, or 1 butterfly cluster left to complete. So I will yarn over, pull through, chain that stitch, into the next chain, pull through a loop, treat it like a double crochet, through 2, chain 1. So you're going to see that the 20 stitches have now become 10 clusters. So this will always be cut in half. If you put 20 on, you'll end up with 10. If you put 40 on, you'll end up with 20, and so on and so forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as always, we chain the 1 at the end of our stitch, and that allows us to also turn our work and move to the next row. So we will treat the holes like we did with the chains. We won't be going through chains anymore. We'll now be going through the holes, and you'll see that form as I show you the next row. So in through the hole, we are going to pull through our loop, chain that loop, and into the next space. Through 2, through 2. And you'll always go through that 1 stitch that looks, that 1 part of the stitch that just looks like 1 piece of yarn. See? So we'll move to the next one, through the hole, yarn forward, pull through a loop, chain that loop, into the next hole, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Don't forget to chain 1. Okay, in through your hole, chain, into the next hole, through 2, through 2, chain 1. And we will do that all the way to the end of the row, and I'll meet you at the end to show you what that looks like too. Okay, so I'm almost finished row 2, but I just wanted to go over it again because I just want to make sure once again that you have the stitch correct. So you'll notice that we are going on either side of this one thread, this one bar, so to speak, but it's a single bar. So please make sure that you keep an eye out for that. You're almost going through the wings of the butterfly, so make sure that you keep an eye out for that. And sometimes they're a little difficult to see, so you have to pull your wool around a little bit to make sure that you find the right holes to go into. So again, in through the next hole, chain that yarn over stitch that you've pulled through, into the next, pull through a loop, treat it like a double crochet, through 2, through 2, chain 1. Again, through the hole, pull up a loop, chain that loop, into the next hole, and treat it like a double crochet. Don't forget this chain at the end. I always forget it. And sometimes I have to go back, because you'll look and you'll see that it isn't flat. The edge is not flat. It'll kind of dip in a little bit, and that's where you'll notice that you've made that mistake. So at the end of the row, there are a couple of ways that you can finish this off. I have seen it done with a half double crochet. And in order to do that, that is a yarn over, in through the hole, pull up a loop, and go through all 3 loops together, chain 1, half double crochet. I don't really like that very much. I think it makes it look like half a stitch, and so I don't like that. I always like my work to look as symmetrical as possible. So I will do a full butterfly in this loop here. Through 2, through 2, chain 1. And even though I pulled the fibers apart there a little bit, you can see what I mean. So we've chained 1, and we can turn, and we can start our very next row. So I'm going to show you how to start the row. I'm going to finish the row and show you what it looks like one more time. So in through the first hole, pull up your loop, chain your loop, go beside that piece of that string. It's not a string, but that's kind of what it looks like. Chain 1. And as you start to do it, you will see definitely where you need to be. the rows won't look so difficult to find. I'm going to pause and I'm going to meet you at the end. Okay, so once again, I am at the end of the row. And I'll show you one last time before I end this video tonight. And once again, I will do a full butterfly stitch in that final hole. Always making sure that I have 10 butterfly clusters in my row. Now I've used this stitch for blankets, I've used it on cuffs for sweaters. I think it really looks nice sideways as well. So you can choose to use it. It makes a really nice warm scarf too. So whatever you choose to do with it, that's what you see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I end up with 10 clusters in a 20 chain project. Always remember that it is multiples of 2 plus 1. And that will always tell you how many chains you need to make. And just practice, practice. I think the next video I will do what is called a baby blanket stitch, which is a lot like this one. It is a cluster stitch, so it's a lot like this one. And I use it a lot when I'm making washcloths because it gives it little nubs that you can get all the dishes clean with. So I will probably work it in 100% cotton when I am doing the demo. So I hope you like my video, and I hope you remember to subscribe, and feel free to also join my Facebook page at Diva's Den and make any suggestions, and I will try to teach you what I know. And I hope you enjoyed my video, and I will do more. Have a good night.